Hello again, you amazing people. Hope everybody's doing fantastic. Today's walking and talking episode, I'm going to introduce you to me, Jerry K, your host for these walks and talks. So I've had a few people reach out to me and just said, hey, I've listened to some of the stuff that you say, and I'm just like to know more about you so that I can fill in some of the blanks as far as where your insight came from, your experiences, the things that you went through that helped you kind of arrive at some of the opinions, some of the outlooks that I have about life. So with that, let me tell you a little bit about myself. So again, I'm Jerry K. My actual name is Gerald, but I go by Jerry. So I was born actually with a condition that it's got an official medical term, but basically it was a concave chest. And when I was born, you could actually put your finger in the middle of my chest and you could feel my backbone. Doctors told my mom that I would not live to be past the age of probably 2. Whoops. That as I got a little bit bigger, my heart was going to increase in size, and the bone in my chest plate would most likely pierce my heart and kill me. So for the first couple years of my life, that was just an ongoing issue that my mom had to constantly be faced with the possibility that she was going to wake up and I wasn't going to. So that was always an interesting way to start life. Relatively average childhood. My mom was actually, had a baby sister who passed away when she was 3 months old. I was 16 months old at the time. And that actually led to the divorce of my parents, which, I don't know, it's one of those things, when you're in the middle of something, you don't really see how it might be affecting you because you're in the middle of it. It's a lot easier to see how something affects something else when you're away from it and you're standing back from it a little bit. But my mom ended up joining the Navy. We lived in Nebraska, and my mom joined the Navy. We moved out to San Diego. It was me, my mom, and my sister. And my mom was a enlisted single mother with 2 kids. And this is before being a single mother was like, I don't want to say popular, but not as frowned upon as it was back then. Today, single motherhood seems like it's just commonplace. Back then though, it wasn't. So I got picked on. I was a little guy. I didn't go through my growth spurt until I was almost 15. So I had bullies, I had the normal stuff. Got into, my mom remarried when I was 13, and my stepdad and I didn't get along terribly well, but he was really the only father figure I had in my life, so I did want to get his approval, but we butted heads a lot. And I ended up in the system for about 1.5 years, 2 years. And as a matter of fact, I graduated high school through the California juvenile court system and learned a lot of very valuable lessons. Had some great people that were in my life that gave me good advice. A lot of it I didn't take until later. It's funny how that happens sometimes. You'll be presented with absolutely phenomenal advice, but you don't implement it until much later. And you could have used it a lot earlier than that, but that's kind of one of the things that happened with me. But I got some great advice that I carried with me. Again, I didn't use it until later, but I had it with me. I ended up making some pretty stupid decisions. Got involved with a criminal element, was using drugs, ended up homeless for about 6 months, living in the back of a broken down car. But jump forward a little bit, and when I kind of pulled my head out of my butt and decided that I deserved more than what I was giving myself, I said, you know what? I'm a pretty amazing person. And I can do better than this, and I deserve better than this. So I started working hard. I published a book. As a matter of fact, I've written 5 books. Actual books. I've also made some children's activity books. I have a children's character I created called the Dream Dragon. I got myself on a couple of talk shows. I've recently recently for the last 16 years. Been in the ionized alkaline water industry. Kind of an expert in that. I've written 2 books about that industry. I've written my children's book. I recently wrote New You, which was about my own personal renewed journey of health. Actually, not just mine, my wife's too, even my son. Created the cookbook. A few years ago, back in 2019, I decided to fill in some of the gaps of my own knowledge, and I became a certified nutritional therapist. I've acted as a life coach, and I've got a couple clients that I deal with, kind of on an exclusive basis. I don't put my the certified nutritional therapist. I'm not an acting certified nutritional therapist. I did that for my knowledge so that I would have a better understanding of what I was doing to myself. But having that knowledge actually allows me to help other people as well. So those are, I guess, some of the bullet points of who I am. I'm a regular guy. I mean, I've been relatively successful in certain aspects of business. I think I've been very successful in certain aspects of life. My wife and I have been married for 28 years. I've got 3 kids, 5 grandkids. I think I'm in pretty good shape, mentally, physically, even spiritually. I think a lot of my experiences have taught me very valuable lessons that I now want to share with you guys, because I think it can help, especially right now. I think our world is in a state right now that confusion, I think, is an understatement. I think the world is so desperate to try to figure out what it is, who people are, what they are here for, all those good things, all those things that, those big life questions. I think a lot of people are questioning that. And I'm hoping that my life experiences, all the junk that I've gone through, the garbage that I've learned very valuable lessons from, I'm hoping that I can share some of those valuable lessons and the things that I've learned with you guys in an attempt to make it so you can avoid having to go through some of those things that I've actually gone through. I can assure you, being homeless and waking up in the back of a car that's freezing cold in the middle of the night, it sucks, man. It absolutely sucks, and I wouldn't want anybody to have to go through that. But since I've already gone through that and I've learned some lessons as a result, I feel like if I can share some of those lessons with you, it might be able to help you avoid ever getting that type of situation. And avoiding that type of situation, I can assure you, is a lot better than having to go through it. So that's a little bit about me. If you have any specific questions, please put them in the comments. I'm an open book. You got a question, I'll tell you. I mean, other than, what's your social security number and, your driver's license number and, what's your credit card number. Those I probably won't divulge, but anything else I pretty much will tell you. If you really want to know, put it down in the comments and I'll be happy to address it. I'm hoping to be able to help some people. Like I said, I was very fortunate that along the way I had some pretty incredible people that were willing to help me. And I just want to kind of return that favor. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's talk. It's a little longer than normal, but I think I was covering something that was worth going into it a little bit more in depth. Because again, if you guys are going to be listening to me, it might be a good idea that you at least kind of know who the heck I am and what I have to offer. So, that's who I am. That's what I have to offer. So, this has been another episode of Walking and Talking with Jerry K. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed getting to know me a little bit better. And I hope you enjoy my prior and future episodes. Like, subscribe, do all the good stuff. And appreciate your support. And hope to see you for our next walk. Catch you later. Take care of yourself.